This video is only one part of an in-depth review, so check out the rest at thegoodride.com. Thanks for watching. This is the Jones Stormwolf. I rode this with Union Atlas, Union Expedition, Burton Ions, Burton Kendos, and Burton Tourists. I got this in a wide variety of conditions, everything from weird-ass rain and fog, but really good groomers, to some really good, perfect snow, to some pretty firm but fair groomers, like a benevolent taskmaster, and I even got it in a little bit of powder. That was pretty fun. To give you a short summary, yeah, this is a combination of the Storm Chaser and the Lone Wolf. And while it does have characteristics of each board, it really is its own unique, powerful, carvy, hard charging, hard to turn at times ride, but very fun. And my only regret about this review and complaint really with this board is I wish I got the 58 instead of the 62. I think that would have been a much better fit for my specs and probably would have been a lot more fun for me personally to turn. But if you like a big, directional, gunny, powerful, hard carving, hard charging, but still kind of surfy in powder and rides pretty well off the tail, you have the Stormwolf. Now, sizing. Back to what I just said in the summary, wish I got the 58. I was just a little concerned with my weight being in the upper 190s right now. I was thinking, oh, maybe, going with the board that has a 180 max would be too much, but I should have done what I always do and go with my foot size over my weight. And my size 9s had a little trouble managing this board and getting it to turn the way I'd like it to, and I think that all would have been fixed in the 158. This is a great board for anybody probably 11 and under, but Davey tried this.
What up? Davey boy here. My specs, 6'4", 240. I got size 12 boot. I was pretty bummed out because I was booting out terribly. Couldn't pin any turns. I kept adjusting my feet more and more forward to the point where I was straight SoCal surf style. I thought I was going to rip my ACL or something. And even then I was still booting out, which was pretty unfortunate because that Stormwolf is so damn beautiful and I'm so damn excited to ride it.
Keep it 11 and under depending on the boot footprint you have. You might have to go smaller than 11 to make it work. Now, when it comes to shape, this is tapered and directional, not super tapered, but pretty directional. As you can see, it's got that minor swallowtail and a big, long, pointy nose. The nose doesn't carry on like it does with the Lone Wolf, but it's definitely a long nose with a great spoon tech that starts where the camber ends. You don't really feel it on groomers, but when you get into powder, it comes alive and it makes the board more turny than it is. It's pretty technical, it's pretty locked in. I feel like there's a healthy bit of camber here, and it is not easy to skid a turn when you get off your game. It's more for advanced expert riders that really like to charge and just want a directional gunny ride. Let's talk flex here. You can see it is a stiff flex. It is softer in the nose, but then stiffens up really quick throughout the board. And if you flip it around and take a look at this tail, it's stiff too. This thing is just medium stiff bordering on stiff. If you called it stiff, I wouldn't be mad at you. It's got lots of energy underfoot. It's got a lot of spring out of the turn, a lot of pop, not very easy to butter as you can see, but this really just pops hard. It's very stiff and very dynamic. It's cool that something this dynamic and poppy still has some dampness. And that's what we're getting into next is speed. First off, you got an amazing base. It is super fast and super glidey. And then what I just talked about, you have this dampness at higher speeds. You can feel that kind of ultra poppy just chatter in micro bumpy snow and less than perfect groomers, but it never gets too much. It's nothing like the Stratos was for us, but it's not as damp as the hovercraft which is the ultra damp board, but it's kind of like a little bit damper, I think, than the ultra flagship, which is really weird. Just kind of that nice middle ground where it's poppy and it's got energy, but it still has a lot of dampness. So you can point it with this. This is the kind of board Peter would love. I wish you were here, Peter, because this is a lot more boring without you. When it comes to edge hold, there is good grip here. On a hard snow day, I felt that like mellow mag really gripping into the snow. And in softer snow, it didn't grab, and that was great. Now, when it comes to turn initiation, I would say for me and my size 9 boots, from this perspective, it was kind of slow. I wanted more out of a quick turn initiation. In powder, when I got that spoon nose engaged into softer snow, the turn initiation got a little faster. I think that 158 would have been just right. But this turning experience kind of leans more towards that gunny, down the line kind of turn, where you want to build your speed. It's not really a circle carver. It's not really that slashy. You would think it would be, but it's not. In powder, it gets more slashy, but it really likes to just go down the line, like you come up on a berm and just carve off of that and build your speed down the line. And when I did groomer carves, it was really fun and it was a really energetic carve, but it leaned more on that down the line kind of S-turn, and lots of carving power, really good spring out of the turn, really dynamic, fun, aggressive, high-speed turner. Now, when it comes to powder, almost every Jones board that's this directional floats really well. And this is no exception. It's got a lot of setback on board. It's got that spoon nose, a little bit of early rise, a little swallowtail, and it's going to have great float. It might not have the easy float of the super long Jones Lone Wolf that just floats really well because of its length, or the super short and wide and excessively rockered Storm Chaser. Both of those might be a little better in their own way, but this is great because this carves harder than both those boards. So it's a nice balance between the two, and it still has exceptional float. And if I could just get something a little more easier to control when I was in the like a tree line in the powder, I really didn't have a good time with this. I just felt like I was doing everything to keep this board turning, and it was really tough. So overall, I really regret getting this in a 62. I wish I had more maneuverability and an easier board to control like the 58, and then it probably would be like a board that I could have a wonderful life with if I wasn't doing this sight. So there you go, that's the Storm Wolf. All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now, if you need advice, fill out the Me Harmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.